Hey everybody, okay, for our second inventor in history, we're going to review Benjamin Franklin. The reason I'm reviewing these inventors in history with you guys and all of the things that they created or had ideas to create is because I want to give you guys some more fuel for all of your brainstorming that you're doing. So I want to go over all of the things that we've already gone over, review them because it may help as you're brainstorming your own ideas for your invention. Okay, so this was called Now and Then. Remember Benjamin Franklin? He's from Philadelphia, a city in the northern part of our country. And this is the skyline of Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys remember, but that's where Miss Donna was born. And that's where she's from. Yeah. So there's Benjamin Franklin, and he came up with a lot of ideas that we use today in our world. He came up with ideas that we can look around our cities today and we can see them in motion. So he came up with the idea for comics in newspapers. He wanted people to laugh. We all can have a good laugh so many times a day, right? And that's so good for us. He came up with the idea for bifocal glasses, right? They're glasses that help you see. Some people can't see far away and some people can't see close up. So he came up with the idea for glasses that could help you see both near and far if you couldn't see both. He also discovered that that lightning bolts struck the tallest thing, right, that it could find, and that the whatever that it struck conducted electricity. So he found a way to help protect us, and he came up with the idea for lightning rods. So it's a big tall metal rod that you put on the roof of a house, so the lightning strikes the metal rod and then travels down a metal rod, and it goes into the ground where it's safe and it doesn't cause a fire. So he really helped protect so many people. He came up with the idea for a long arm. He always tried to he read a lot, Benjamin Franklin. And so when Benjamin Franklin couldn't reach some of the books on the tallest shelves of his library, he discovered that he needed a long arm, something that could make his arms longer and he could make it grasp a book. So now in places like the grocery store, you might see people using these to get cereal or things like that off of the top shelf. He came up with the idea for flippers. He liked to go swimming in the Schuylkill River in Philadelphia, and the flippers helped him move faster through the water. He discovered the Gulf Stream. Remember we talked about when you guys play Mario Kart and you go over those yellow arrows that help Mario go super fast. The Gulf Stream helps people move faster in boats, and it also brings warm water. So he discovered that Gulf Stream. He also discovered the benefits of vitamin C. Vitamin C helps us when we're sick. It helps our body heal when we're sick. And so Benjamin Franklin discovered that by eating oranges and lemons and limes would help people who are sick heal and get better. He also came up with the idea for an harmonica. These glass plates that he could play, and there was water in the box holding these glass plates, and he could play it like a piano. An harmonica. So not a harmonica, right? But an harmonica. He came up with the idea for a Pennsylvania fireplace, a fireplace that you light and it circulates heat throughout the entire house, not just right in front of the fireplace. He came up with the idea, lots of different types of chairs, guys, and we talked about all these cool chairs. Remember, there was the writing chair, and it combined a desk and a chair into one, right? The library chair, it was the combination of a chair that transformed into a ladder so he could reach all those books on the top shelf. He looked at rocking chairs, and he decided he could make those into a fan chair. So as he rocked, a chair that had a fan that rocked with him, and a butter churning chair. Because remember, we talked about butter. You put it in cold cream and you shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, and it turns into butter. So he decided he could put a butter churner onto a rocking chair and sit and churn his cream into butter at the same time. Pretty cool. He also came up with the idea of daylight savings time. Remember, we talked about how we made our clocks spring forward a couple weeks ago, and we lost an hour of sleep. And Benjamin Franklin thought it would be helpful to do that, so that way there was more light during the day, right? It gets darker later now during the day. It turns to nighttime much later, and part of that is because of daylight savings time. And Benjamin Franklin had that idea so the farmers could have longer to farm and make us food, or get us food, grow us food. He also came up with the idea for the odometer in a car, right? So the odometer, it tracks the mileage in your car. When you go into your mommy and daddy's car and you see the speedometer, that shows how fast your car is going. And the odometer shows you how many miles your car has driven. He came up with the idea for the sanitation department, the people that come and get our trash and recycling, right? Benjamin Franklin came up with that idea to help keep the city clean. He came up with the idea for the post office so we can mail our letters and get magazines, and now we get Amazon boxes, right? So Benjamin Franklin really came up with the idea for that. That's pretty cool. He came up with the idea for a fire department and the hospital and the library. Benjamin Franklin loved to read, and he loved going to the library to borrow books. Like our bookmobile comes to us on Fridays, right? That's part of our library in Lake Travis. He was also a really important man in history, and he signed all kinds of important documents for our country, like the Declaration of Independence. And look, he's using a quill pen right here. It's a pen that has ink inside of a feather's quill. So you can see all these things, right? That Benjamin Franklin had the idea, and he made them happen in our country. And so let's just look real quick at Livie Rouse's page here in her Invention Sketchbook at Benjamin Franklin's Inventions. So she chose to draw the hospital and flippers and a library with books and a long arm to get things on the top shelf. Yeah. Okay, so for our next video, we'll look at Timeless Thomas Edison, and then we're going to learn about a new inventor, Albert Einstein. And I hope these are helping you with your brainstorming efforts, and we'll be back tomorrow with more videos on inventors in history. Thank you guys very much. Have a great night. I miss you all so much. Bye, flamingos.